Hey there, Rivet crew. Those of you who decided to come into the gym and get your workout on today, we're doing a little something called Top 40, as you can see. This is a pretty fun one. Did this last weekend. It's kind of a long but light and relatively fast style workout. No heavy weights or anything. Nothing too challenging in the gymnastics department. All very manageable movements today. So as you can see, we have 6 rounds total. Each round starts on the bike, right? 25 calories for the fellas, 18 for the ladies. This should take approximately 2 minutes or so. That's what we're hoping for today. And then you're doing 6 different movements, and you're doing 40 reps of each one. So first round, 40 Wallballs, and you got 40 power snatch, 40 pull-ups, 40 overhead squats, 40 box jumps, and that very last round has the 40 thrusters in it. Save the best for last there. All these weighted movements, the power snatch, overhead squats, and thrusters should be and should feel very light. You can see my recommended weights of 75 pounds for the fellas, 55 pounds for the ladies. These should be weights that you can do big sets with on all 3 of these movements, the power snatches, overhead squats, and thrusters. Probably the power snatches in the workout today, you should easily be able to go like maybe touch and go sets of 10 on that one. 4 sets of 10 for 40. Same thing with the overhead squats. I think you should feel pretty comfortable with that weight, being able to do a set of 10 at a time in the workout. So you'd have, 3 breaks in a set of 40, maybe even a little bit more, 10 to 15. So think about that when you're choosing weight. It's supposed to be light, and you're supposed to be repping these out pretty quickly. Generally, for all the movements that are not the bike, we should be taking about 2 to 3 minutes to complete these sets of 40. The wall balls, all those different things. 2 to 3 minutes max. If you're going, 4 or 5 minutes or something, it's taking too long, it's too heavy. Keep all those things at 2 or 3 minutes. Overall, we're trying to keep the workout to about 25 to 30 minutes is kind of our stimulus today. So half an hour, sort of not a time cap, but that's what we're shooting for to be done before 30 minutes. That's all I got for you, right? So things to think about today. Think about what your hands are doing on all these movements. So first, wall balls. Let's keep those hands right about chin level when we're doing the squat. I often see people kind of when they're squatting, the hands are dropping down below the chin and everything's falling forward. We don't want that. We want to keep a nice upright torso in the squat. So think about keeping those hands right about chin level, supporting the ball of the weight right here. And then also keeping those hands directly underneath the ball. This makes for a better transfer of power to the ball. So hands about chin level, keep them underneath, and then launch them straight up as you go into your wall ball. Hands there. What do we got next? Power snatch. Make sure when you're adjusting the grip on the bar, grab my PVC here, we want to go wide enough with our hands on the power snatch that the bar hangs right at the crease of the hips. If we go too narrow, it hangs too low on the leg, it makes for a bigger range of motion. If we go too wide, it hangs up too high on the belly. We don't want that. We want to be right about the crease of the hips. So put the bar right there, walk your hands out. That should be an optimal grip for you. And of course, use your hook grip today. This will save your grip for the pull-ups and things that come afterwards. Thumb around the bar, 2 fingers over the thumb, power snatch grip. Then we have those pull-ups I just mentioned. So ideally, actually I need that again. Our pull-up bar, we do not, and I often see this where people are just kind of hanging like this underneath the bar. The wrist is underneath the bar, they're hanging on the fingers. Ideally, we actually want to try to get over the top as much as we can. That pinky knuckle, if you can get it on top of the bar, make sure that thumb is wrapped underneath the bar. This makes for a better position for our kipping pull-ups today. So knuckles over and get a nice strong position at that wrist. Overhead squats. So a lot of people automatically think overhead squats have to be the same as their snatch grip. You have to go really super wide. If you have healthy, relatively mobile shoulders, you can actually walk your hands in a little bit because closer the grip, the more stacked the arm is. This is actually a better and stronger position to be in. If you have creaky old shoulders, like me, I have to go relatively wide, although it's not quite as wide as my snatch grip. So try to find, when you're warming up a little bit, try to move your hands in a little bit, find as close as you can get while still maintaining good position for your overhead squats. Feel free to walk it in a little bit. It actually puts less pressure on the wrists the closer they are, and is a more stable position through the shoulders. But it does depend on your shoulder mobility, so try it out. And then, thrusters. Let's try to keep those hands at the shoulders with our thrusters until after the legs and hips extend, right? We don't want to start the overhead press and the thruster until after we've finished squat, right? So we extend the knees and shoulders first. We launch it off the shoulders. Bam. We don't press. We don't move the hands up until after the hips and knees extend. So finish that squat first before launching that bar off the shoulders. There you go. Those are my tips for the day. It's a nice, long, but like I said, relatively light workout today. 25 to 30 minutes is what we're shooting for. Don't blow yourself up on the bike. Pace that out, like I said, about 2 minutes or so, then get after all those other things. Have a great Saturday workout, guys. I will talk to you on Monday.